Hello, Soul Family. Welcome. It's great to see you again today. If you are new to this channel, my name is Astuti Martosudirjo, and I am the founder of Uplift My Life Today. I am a subconscious mind and conscious mind reprogrammer, and also the holder of the Uplift My Life Today healing space and your transformation facilitator today to help you to deepen the embodiment of unconditional self-love. Welcome. It's really nice to see you here. So before we start, I would like us to land fully in this healing space so I can also open the healing space. So wherever you are, just make sure you are comfortable. If you want to sit with your back supported or sitting on the floor or even lying down, I'd like you to just close your eyes now. And take some sets of deep breath. With every inhale and exhale you are taking, allow you to land fully in your body and in the space that you are in. The Uplift My Life Today healing space is now open. It is held with unconditional love. It is open and held with the intention to allow you, to support you in allowing yourself to let your guards down so you can connect deeply with yourself and to allow unconditional love to transmute and transform what is best for your highest truth and good today so you can deeply embody the unconditional self-love. So as you are breathing in, just allow this love to come in to fill up every cell in your body. And as you exhale, just let go any tensions and stress that you currently feel and sense in your body. This is your time to be with you. Showing up here for yourself is one of the most powerful gifts, most loving gifts that you can give yourself. Good. So take another couple of sets of deep breath. And when you are ready, feel free to open your eyes. Good. Now that you are much more connected with your body, we can start. So today's journey is to help you take the responsibility of the primary provider of unconditional self-love for yourself with much more ease. Responsibility is the focus of today. Okay? Unconditional self-love. When we choose, as you do, to be the primary provider of love, of unconditional for ourselves, then we ought to take responsibility of our own lives. Okay? Responsibility carries power. Just let that land for a minute. Responsibility carries power. It either allows or denies us from exercising our free will, which is our birthright. So when we are not in healthy alignment with responsibility, it can deny us from exercising our free will, which is fundamental rights for being human. So only by owning your decisions and the awareness that what happens to you depends on you and what you decide, will you have the power to modify or change your life. So you have to own it, take responsibility, and to have an understanding of what happens in your life also depends on you. And that dependency could look like taking an action or staying in a non-action mode, depending on the situation, right? So it is not so black or white whether not taking action is a bad or good thing, depending on the situation. Now, the opposite of this is to blame. When you blame others for what happens in your life, you automatically relinquish your responsibility for your choices. And this, in turn, reinforces your disempowerment. Blame reinforces your disempowerment because blame others for what happens in your life, you're basically letting go your responsibility for your choices. Okay? Many people go through life believing that they only have two choices. Either they are right, which means other people is wrong, or they are wrong, which then they continuously feeling ashamed and embarrassed about it. But it's not necessarily true. When you live this way, you are forever feeling either you are to blame or blaming others. People who feel guilty punish themselves and believe that they do not serve the good things that come their way. Okay, so these patterns that you may be conscious or unconscious about block you from embodying unconditional love. So I grew up with a program that does not foster healthy relationship, a healthy responsibility. Okay, over responsibility is good. And as I grew up, I realized that when I took on something that do not belong to me, I automatically disempower other people. And that really makes me feel really bad about myself, right? But it's a program that has existed in a society. The bigger the responsibility, and even when you exercise your responsibility by taking on other people's responsibility, is good, then you do this. But it's not. Okay. And this session is about learning we are going to reprogram this so that you really full on responsible for what belongs to you and not to disturb other people's responsibility. Okay? By taking on full responsibility for what happens in your life, you have the power to manifest what you wish in your life. Unconditional love allows you to admit your weaknesses because having them does not mean you are either bad or inferior. It simply is just something to pay attention to. When you embody unconditional self-love, you are free to admit your mistakes without fear of punishment or judgment, either by you judging and punish yourself or other people. Your worth remains the same whether you have made a mistake or not, whether you have been successful or experience a failure, whether you have money or not, whether you are educated or not, whether you are paid a lot or not, and so on. Your worth is connected to your authentic self. And healthy responsibility allows everyone to be connected to their authentic self. Taking responsibility healthily and adequately when you are in relationship means that you take charge of only your part of the load, not everything or most things. Yet, the only exception is when it comes to your children, until they become adult, who then need to take full responsibility for their lives. That was the only time when this doesn't work, doesn't apply, because with young children, they are your responsibilities. You are responsible for them. But when they grow up, they should be able to take on the responsibility for their lives so that they can be parents for their children. Okay? So when you are in a relationship with adults, all parties take charge of their own lives and actions. This is a prerequisite for an interdependent relationship. In any system, be it family, school, group, even romantic relations, responsibility always moves along an invisible line that is constantly shifting. If you take on too much and make yourself responsible for what belongs to somebody else or corresponds to somebody else, you take their power away from them. You disempower them. Remember, responsibility carries power. If you allow other people to carry their own responsibility, you allow them to carry their power, exercise their power. When you take responsibility that is not yours to take, you take away the power from them. You disempower them. That's not very loving. Okay? Letting other people face the consequences of their choices. First, to make their own decisions, and then to take the actions and to carry the consequences of their action is a way of giving love. If you really want to support others and do it from a place of love in your heart, acknowledge your part in whatever situation you are in. Take charge of what is yours and let go what is not. 3 ingredients. If you really want to support others and do it from a place of love in your heart, there are 3 things you need to do. 1, acknowledge your part in whatever situations you are in. 2, take charge of what is yours. And 3, let go of what is not. Okay? So I'm going to start a reflection session now. And I'm doing this because I notice that there's so many or so much codependence relationships in many aspects of our lives. And codependence dynamic in relationship is really stems from imbalance of responsibilities. Okay? We are not talking about the cause of this, but we're talking about acknowledging this. Okay? We had to acknowledge that we have this. I had this for a long, long time, and it creates so much toxicity in relationships. I had this with my mother. I had this with my younger siblings when I grew up. It was because I was taught that as the first child, I need to make sure that both of my younger siblings are also well, which partly manageable to do as the elder sibling, but I think the extent of this responsibility was also coming from the patterns that my family already had for many generations. And this is also cultural. First child needs to do this. Second child needs to do this. The baby needs to do this. If you're a girl, you need to do this. If you're a boy, you have the different responsibility, etc., etc. So we are not necessarily going to go into the deeper reasons why it is, but we're going to start with acknowledging our relationship with responsibility. So I'm going to put up a slide in a minute, but basically what this reflection is about is to feel out how we associate ourselves with responsibility. Have we associated responsibility with something uplifting and healthy, or is it more of the opposite? Have we also exercised this responsibility healthily or unhealthily? And there will be 2 questions that you will need to answer. There are 2 slides. The first slide is about the first 2 questions. How do I honestly feel about my responsibility as the primary provider of unconditional self-love now? Some of you may find that you already feel comfortable with this. Some of you may be in the beginning that you feel like, I don't even know what that means. So just try to feel it out. Honestly, how do you feel about it? And the second question would be, what makes it so? Right? Why is it difficult? Why is it nerve-wracking? Why is it so easy, actually? Just write it in your journal. And the second slide would be, I would like you to think of your relationship with one or maybe a number of adults that you have relationship with in which a codependence dynamic exists. So what that means is that codependence dynamic means that one party is dependent on the others, and the other one who is being dependent on actually needs to be needed. So you could be seeing a situation where with one person, you are the one that is needing others, but in different situation is the other way around. So just think about if you have more than one relationship where there is a codependence dynamic, then just sit with it and answer the following questions. There are 2 questions of this. Number 1 is, what I want you to reflect on is the following statement. It is difficult for me to relinquish other people's responsibility because. Just think about it. So in this statement, you are the one who's taking more responsibility. Okay. It could be that it's difficult to relinquish this other people's responsibility because it will create more problems for me. It could be that. And then you keep on going down. What will happen to me if it creates more problem? Then what happens? And then go another level, until you cannot go further anymore. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is, it is difficult for me to take full responsibility. So full responsibility that is mine in this relationship because. So there are 2 of this. Okay, so I'm going to put up this slide and I'm going to give you some time to sit and reflect and journal. Per usual, I will give you a heads up when I will take the slides down. If you still need more time, just pause the video and stay as long as you need in this reflection. Good. As you see in the screen here, the first 2 questions I would like you to do is to reflect on your relationship with you being the responsible person to provide unconditional self-love for you now, and why you feel that way. In this feeling wheel, you can find a number of emotions in case you need help to put a label on the feelings that you have. So the upper half is the heavy, intense emotion, and the lower half is the light one. So I'm gonna let you be now to enjoy this reflection, and I will let you know when I am about to move this to the next slide. Now I'm going to move to the next slide. And here is about either taking your responsibility, what is making it difficult for you to take on responsibility in relationship, and also difficult to relinquish other people's responsibility in relationship. So I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes now. I'm going to slowly stop the slide. If you need more time, I would suggest you to pause this video and stay as long as you need until you're ready to move into the next part of our journey. I hope you have enjoyed that reflection. I understand that it's not easy, especially when this has taken place for so long. I know, because I had to go through this quite painful realization. Painful because I never wanted anyone to be disempowered by my, not excitement, but my commitment to take on responsibility. And it's quite a humbling experience to actually realize that. And so I feel you when some emotions are coming up as you do this reflection. And I'd like you to just allow that emotions to come up and to honor it. You did not know what you did not know. And that's where I would recommend you to approach this feeling in such realization. Good. So I'd like you to stretch and move a little bit. If you would like to, please drink some water. Your body is processing a lot of information right now, and we would like to make sure that it is well supported. And yeah, the body is working extra hard when we go through these things. Okay, so next part of our journey is to work with your subconscious mind, to go deeper into the patterns, the unconscious patterns that does not help you to relinquish responsibility that belongs to others or take on responsibility when it's actually yours. I would like to honor my teacher, Maggie Block. Her name is Maggie Block, who's been creating such a powerful subconscious mind reprogramming methods that I'm using a lot in this program. And so I really, really love her, respect her, and honor her. So I just would like to mention her name here. So per usual, there are 3 parts in this reprogramming, the subconscious mind reprogramming. The first one is that I am going to guide you through to acknowledge some unlimiting patterns that I downloaded as I attune to the collective here that are blocking you from either taking responsibility fully that belongs to you or relinquish responsibility that you have been carrying for other people. And then to let it go. The second part is to bring in and integrate as well as activate all the positive patterns, necessary patterns to help you to take full responsibility and only your responsibility with much more ease. And the third part is to provide you with a concrete action to deepen the transformation that happened in the first 2 parts. So just like the last time, all you need to do is just to follow along with me and to repeat what I say out loud. Focus on both the sentence, but more importantly to your body, how your body feels as you are repeating the sentences that I am saying out. I will be saying out loud, and remember to do tapping. It doesn't matter left or right or both. It works the same. Okay, good. So sit comfortably. I prefer that you sit with your back supported, because we will go through this for a bit. Okay, take a deep breath. And per usual, we start with our karate chop point and just tap gently there. Good. Let's start with the intention of the healing session today, or this subconscious mind reprogramming session today. Even though, please repeat after me, it does not feel all natural and easy yet, to fully love myself unconditionally, I choose to be the primary provider of unconditional love for myself, to take full responsibility for my life, to take on what truly belongs to me, and to let go of the ones that belong to others with ease and peace. And take a deep breath. And just allow that to land in your body. Good. We are going to start with acknowledging the unconscious limiting patterns, starting from the top of your head. Sorry. What I experience depends on others. So that you know you don't need to repeat this. That I'm about to say is these patterns made you unconsciously avoid or neglect your responsibility. Okay? Let's repeat that. What I experience depends on others. I feel like a victim. Beginning of your eyebrow. I take on the responsibilities of others, but not mine. The end of your eyebrow. I am fearful of the state of the world. There is no safe place anywhere. Under the eye. I feel overburdened and overwhelmed. At the thought of taking on another responsibility. Good. Take a deep breath. So the next few sentences, it is the unconscious patterns that you have to hold and use your responsibility negatively, okay, unhealthily. Under the nose. I get responsibility mixed up with guilt. Under your lip, I blame myself. On your collarbone, I am worthless if I make a mistake. Back to your karate chop point. Every mistake I make weighs heavy on me. Go top on the top of your head. I am denied food, protection, love, and attention. One or many of these. when I make mistakes or fail. Beginning of your eyebrow. I take on too much and do not let others take on their responsibility. Take a deep breath at the end of your eyebrow. These are the negative patterns for you to hold and use your responsibility unhealthily in relationships now, yeah? Who I am in a relationship with blames me for everything. And I feel bad. Who I am in a relationship with blames me for everything. And I feel bad. Under the eye, we argue about who's at fault. I feel I'm better than whom I am in a relationship with. And will not allow them to take charge of their own affairs. Under the nose. I'm worrying about what needs to get done. Under the lip. I do not allow those I love and care for to face the consequences of their actions. On the collarbone. I wear a mask to impress those I am in a relationship with. So I receive their validations. Take a deep breath now. Put your left hand above your heart and your right hand above your belly button. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And repeat after me. I recognize these limiting patterns. And now I cancel, clear, and delete them completely and thoroughly. I forgive myself for fearing and avoiding what may happen should I allow true vulnerability. And take a deep breath. I forgive myself for looking to others for directions as to where I should go next. And take a deep breath. I forgive myself for feeling as though my safety is dependent on other people's decisions to show up as I think they should. I forgive myself for neglecting my responsibility in an attempt to avoid being asked to share and do more than I feel I am capable of. And just take a deep breath. And open your eyes. Just move a little. We just did the first part. So if you would like to drink some water, please feel free to do that. What we are going to do now is to bring in the positive patterns. Okay? So these are all positive patterns. So we start with the karate chop point. Good. Repeat after me. What I experience depends on me. Go to the top of your head. I feel just as valuable as anyone else. I stop being superior as if I had the rights over others and honor them instead. Beginning of your eyebrow. I forgive myself for the mistakes I have made. The end of your eyebrow. I forgive myself easily and let go of the past. I stop judging, blaming, and punishing myself. And learn how to be a kinder, more loving, and more compassionate person all the time. Under the eye, it is clear to me where my responsibility lies. Under the nose, I stop taking on responsibilities that are not mine. Under your lips, I have faith in myself and in others. On your collarbone, I attract love wherever I go. I create balance in my schedule. Others listen to me when I speak. I make wise choices that are in alignment with my highest truth and good. Now go on top of your head again. Whoever I am in relationship with takes responsibility for their part. Beginning of your eyebrow, in our relationships, both of us take responsibility for what happens. The end of your eyebrow. I allow the people I am in relationships with to be and to grow. Under the eye, my path is uniquely paved. And I can find my way through active self-reflection and deep self-connection. Under the nose, when I stop waiting for others to give me what I need and accept my responsibility, I discover a strength that is always available to me. Under your lips, when I am open and honest about what I'm willing to give and when, both what and when, I strengthen the bonds between myself and those I love and care for. On the collarbones, under the collarbone, sorry. When I acknowledge my fears and guilt, I adjust the trajectory in which my life is moving to, and I become more intentional in what I am building. Take a deep breath. And now put your left hand above your heart and the other one above your belly button. Feel free to close your eyes if you like to. And repeat after me. I choose to integrate, activate, and implement completely and thoroughly all these positive patterns now. Take a deep breath. And keep your eyes closed now. I'd like to guide you through a visualization exercise where you give yourself truly the permission to take responsibility for only what belongs to you. Okay? Good. As you continue to keep your eyes closed, to put your left hand above your heart and your right hand above your belly button, I would like to lead you through a visualization exercise where you give yourself permission, the real permission, to take responsibility for only what belongs to you. Many of us learned at a very early age to take on heavy responsibilities and to take on tasks that really do not belong to us. We are so used to doing that, so much so that when we are in a relationship with others, we may unconsciously live these following patterns, either to take charge of everything, which means becoming the father or mother in the relationship, or to relinquish all responsibility and make the others dependent on whoever they are in relationship with, which means we become the child in it. So this visualization is intended to provide you with permission to take responsibility for what belongs to you, nothing more and nothing less. Good. I'd like you to take a deep breath now. And imagine you are standing or sitting down across from a mirror. You can see yourself clearly in the mirror. As you breathe in and out, I would like you to connect your heart to the heart of your image in the mirror and feel there is a continuous loop of energy and love between you and your reflection there. I would like you to speak to yourself by repeating what I am saying, and do what you can to speak from the depth of your heart. Let's start. For a long time, I had trouble taking on responsibility that only belongs to me. I learned to be this way when I was little and thought this was how I was supposed to behave. I now realize that my way of taking on responsibility weakens me and creates conflicts and unhealthy dynamics in my relationships with others. Now, I choose to step aside from situations in which I have taken on more responsibility than the ones that belong to me. Now, I also choose to step aside from situation where I have taken charge of others. and let each person do what they have to do with their life and business. I am able to stay centered and grounded even when things are not done my way. And even when they get the results that are not what I would have gotten had I taken charge of the situation. I stopped doing what is not mine to do. And I let things fall where they will, where all parties are able to learn the lessons. In these cases, my lesson is to let go. Return the power that belongs to others back to them. And respect and honor their ways. I learned what I must learn now. And I am at peace. In situation where I have done less than I should, and have neglected my responsibility and made myself a victim, I choose to take charge of my part now. By taking on my responsibility, I take back my power and have the chance to make positive changes in my life and my circumstances. Through these experiences, the lesson for me is to recognize my power. Take the reins of my life and manifest the reality I desire. I learn what I must learn now. And I am at peace. I am 100% responsible for my life experience. I am who I am. I am, please say your full name out loud. So take a deep breath now. And repeat after me. This session has ended. I am enjoying the transformation of my consciousness. I am also now, Astuti, I am closing this healing space as we are reaching the end of this transformation. Take a long deep breath. Bring all your attention back into your body. Acknowledge how your body feels now. And when you are ready, feel free to open your eyes. So, we are reaching at the end of this transformation journey. In terms of next step as to what you can do to integrate yourself, keep on journaling. Number 2, you are welcome to repeat what we just did. Just listen again, imagine yourself in the mirror, and keep continuously giving permission to yourself to take on the responsibility that belongs to you and let go of the others. Or if you have difficulties on taking responsibility that belongs to you, also keep on listening to this in your daily meditation. So just keep on coming back to this part and just do the visualization. And the other thing that you could do is also to start doing, until we see each other again, some activities to show you how much you appreciate yourself. I have the feeling that the majority of the people who are in this community is one that takes a lot more responsibility than otherwise, than they should. So I would like you to now take a moment to show appreciation to yourself through actions. It could be different things, different day. Just do it. Do it until the next session of the next transformation session is released. Okay? So I would like to honor you all again for being here, for taking good care of yourself, for continuously helping yourself to be to take full responsibility of your life so you can embody your unconditional love fully. And before I end this call, I would just like to say, if you are going through right now a change in your life and you feel everything other than grounded, empowered, centered, focused, and present, I would like to recommend you to check out the Uplift program, the self-paced transformation program that I offer. The link to it is in the description box. It is a very profound transformation process that has impacted certainly my life and others as well. So have a look. And finally, if you find this session useful, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you resonate with my energy and you would like to continue receiving transformational videos such as this one, please subscribe to the channel and share with other people. I appreciate your help in sharing this opportunity for people to help themselves, to empower themselves to embody unconditional self-love. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being you. Take good care of yourself and enjoy your integration period. I will see you in the next video here on the Uplift My Life Today channel. Goodbye.